this video is just fictional, so it wasn't meant to be taken seriously. The character and events are fictional. Credit goes to the rightful owner of the photos. On story is mine. English is not my first language, so I'm sorry for the grammatical mistakes. Do not copy. Unknown person. According to this tale, you and your family will stay away from my family. Unknown person. What if your family tried to take revenge on us, Ryan? So in that situation, what should we do? He said with a smirk. Ryan, you don't need to worry about that, Jungkook. My family will not do that. Just complete your revenge. Looks at him with hate in her eyes. Jungkook point guns at you with teary eyes and shoot 2 bullets. One on your shoulder and one in your heart. Author's provision. Your body fell down and your bodyguard who was present over there took you to hospital as soon as possible to save your life. John, when truth will come out, you will regret with that he took you. You to hospital, Mr. Jun. You did it, Jungkook. I'm proud of you. Mr. Jun said, patting Jungkook's shoulder, and went away from there. Jungkook fell on his knees and cried his heart out because he killed the girl with whom he was in love. Alright. It's over, Jungkook. I told you, but you didn't listen to me. Now don't cry. You should be happy that you took your revenge. Author's provision. Everyone was silent in guilt. Then Mr. Jun spoke. I did a grave mistake by believing that Chow. He betrayed me. I'm the reason Jungkook killed her, without her or her family's any fault. Revenge blinded me. I was not able to see what is wrong, what is right. Mrs. Jun comes downstairs to drink water. Mr. Jun looks at her and stands up from sofa. Will you forgive me for my mistakes and for not listening to you? Mrs. Jun, now why are you asking for my forgiveness? You took your revenge. You should celebrate it, and I think you should ask for forgiveness from someone else, not from you. She said and went back to her room without looking at any one of them. Now let me tell you what actually happened in past. 25 years ago, Mr. Jun and Mr. Moon were best friends. Both of them were mafias. Mr. Jun had a sister. Mr. Moon was only child of his parents, so he also treated Mr. Jun's sister as his own sister. She was 4 years younger than both of them. At that time, both of them were married. Mr. Jun wanted his sister to get married to the person she likes. Mr. Jun's secretary was upset with Mr. Jun's sister. He wanted her at any cost. When he came to know that he planned to kidnap her before her marriage, Mr. Jun had to go out of the country for business trip. Mr. Jun also invited Mr. Moon to attend her wedding. All of them went to buy the wedding dress, but when they were about to return to home after shopping, Mr. Chow kidnapped her and was trying to force her to marry him, but she denied, so in anger he killed her. At that time, Mr. Moon reached over there to save her, but it was late. Mr. Chow already killed her. To save himself, Mr. Chow started shooting at Mr. Jun's guard. In that, Mr. Moon got badly injured. Mr. Moon's guard thought that Mr. Jun is behind all of this, so they took him to nearby hospital, and after 3 hours, his operation ended, but he was in coma, so his guards took him back to their country secretly. Mr. Jun returned back to Korea immediately after hearing his sister's death. In anger, he shot his 2 bodyguards. Mr. Chow got scared and lied to him that Mr. Moon did that and ran away to his country. Mr. Chow lied and manipulated Mr. Jun to wait for perfect time to take revenge on Mr. Moon. But Mrs. Jun doesn't agree with them because she never trusted Mr. Chow and asked Mr. Jun to talk to Mr. Moon. But Mr. Jun got pregnant to take revenge. He didn't listen to Mrs. Jun. Note: Mr. Jun became a mafia only to kill his father's murderer, and Mr. Moon belonged to a royal mafia family. His family ruled over years to protect the innocent people and punish the criminals. Jungkook's brother was not interested in mafia work, so Jungkook became a mafia after Mr. Jun. Just like that, after Mr. Moon, his son will become a mafia king. When Mr. Jun's sister died at that time, Mr. and Mrs. Jun had Jungkook's older brother, and Mrs. Jun was pregnant with Jungkook at that time. On On the other hand, Mr. Moon had also had a son, and miraculously his wife was pregnant with their second baby. Miraculously, why? Because in their family only the older child was able to survive and other children died. Reason no one knows. After 3 months, Mrs. Moon gave birth to two beautiful daughters, and Mrs. June gave birth to Jungkook. After 25 years old, Mr. June told his older son to handle his position, but he said he is not interested in mafia work, so Jungkook became mafia boss. Author's provision. Right now, Jungkook is in basement of his house, looking at the tool with whom he will torture Mr. Chow and is waiting for his car to bring Mr. Chow to him. Because truth come out in front of everyone that Mr. Moon was innocent and Mr. Chow killed Mr. Jun's sister. An unknown person sent proof and also one of the bodyguard of Mr. Chow who saw him killing Mr. Jun's sister. He resigned from his job after that. After 5 minutes, his bodyguards come over there dragging Mr. Chow, who was begging for his life. Jungkook started punching him continuously without any mercy. Mr. Chow fell on the floor. Please leave me. I didn't kill her. Jungkook still punching him. So you are telling the truth. These evidence and eyewitnesses are lying. Right? Author's provision. Mr. Chow was about to pass out. Jim and RM came and took Jungkook away from Mr. Chow. RM, get in yourself and Jungkook. He will die if you beat him like that. First we need to know the truth from him, then you can kill him. Jimin held Mr. Chow from his collar and took him to the living room. And threw him in front of everyone. Now speak, Jimin shouted. Mr. Chow, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I killed her in anger. She rejected me, so I got angry and killed her. And also I shot Mr. Moon because he came there to help her and I blamed him for killing her. I manipulated you by lying to you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry, leave me. He said and got punched by Jungkook. RM and Sugar took Jungkook away from Mr. Chow. Jimin took Mr. Chow back to basement. Jungkook started coming out of the house in anger. Mr. Jun was about to call him. Jagung said, leave me alone and don't come after me. I need some time alone. Author's provision. A girl is standing in front of her office window and looking outside. Her phone rings. She picked up the call and asked, is it done, John? John, yes ma'am, it is done, as you said. Now they know the truth. Good. What about Chow? Did they catch him? John, yes ma'am, he got caught. But I don't know is he alive or not. Alright, you get back over here, she said and cut the call. No regret. I hope we will never see each other again.
Author POV. Right now Jungkook is standing on the place where he killed Y and the only thing that she had in her eyes before dying was hate towards Jungkook and regret for falling in love with the wrong person. Jungkook remembers their first meet as it was coincidence. Flashback author POV. Right now Jungkook is returning from his mission. He was injured. Jungkook was angry because one of his trusted men betrayed him. Jungkook stopped the car. He roared at the poor man. Driver stopped the car and Jungkook come out of it. He saw a man passing by. He went toward him and started beating him mercilessly. He was taking his frustration and anger on that man. Just then he heard a voice, hey, what are you doing? He will die, leave him. His hands stopped after hearing her voice. He turned around to look at her and he sees his aunt's killer's daughter. She separate him from that man and said, are you mad? Why are you beating him like that? What if he die and look at yourself, you are injured and also your hand is bleeding. She took a handkerchief and tied his hand to stop bleeding. Everyone is looking at her like they have seen a ghost. She was about to say something just then a car stopped next to them. Her bodyguard came out hurriedly after seeing some people near her. Are you okay? Did they hurt you? He glared at them. I'm fine, and don't look at them like that. They didn't hurt me. I think we need to introduce ourselves first. Right, guys? He said, and everyone nodded. So I will start. Hi, I'm Jin. I'm Suga. I'm J-Hope. I'm RM. I'm Jimin. I'm V. And who is this Angry Bird? I'm not Angry Bird. I'm Jungkook. I'm sorry. Okay, I was just trying to lighten up your mood, Mr. Jungkook. Chill, okay. Ma'am, we need to go. Okay, so bye everyone. Jimin, Hyung asked her name so we can confirm. She is the one. RM. What's your name? White. And Moon White. And she said and sit in the car with her. Bodyguard and assistant and drove away. Jungkook, finally I found you, Moon White, and now it's time for revenge. We will meet again soon. He said and smirked. Flashback in. Author POV. Jungkook came out of his thoughts by his phone's ringtone. Jungkook. Yes, Young. Jin. Everything is ready, Jungkook. We are waiting for you. Yinku. I'm coming. He said and cut the call. Jungkook. I'm going to meet your family, love. I hope they will forgive. US for we did with you. Time skip 8 hours later. Author POV. They just landed and sat in their cars to go to Moon Mansion. Mrs. Jeon noticed Jungkook is nervous. She held his hand and said, Mrs. Jeon, everything will be alright. Jungkook nodded. After 20 minutes drive they reached Moon Mansion. Guards took them inside the house. Everyone entered and see a man and a woman in mid-40s. Sitting in living room playing with 2 kids. You're at King, someone wants to meet you. Mermoon. Okay, let them inside. Mermoon's eyes fell on Mr. Jeon and he became angry and held Mr. Jeon's collar and asked Mermoon, why are you here? Aren't you happy after trying to kill my daughter? Mrs. Jeon spoke. Mrs. Jeon, we are not here to hurt you or your family. We are here to apologize to you. Jeon, I know my apology will not bring your daughter back, but I'm sorry. I was blinded by the light. Mermoon, you didn't trusted me. I tried to talk to you, but you didn't try to listen to me. You yourself believed him. Did he show you any evidence? Answer me, he shouted. Jeon was looking down because he was not able to see in high size. Author POV. MR Moonwat about to say something, just then they heard a car horn and sometime later the couple entered in living room. One couple was laughing and other one was fighting in cute manner. When everyone's eyes fell on girl's face, their eyes widened. Then Jungkook spoke. White and
Kevin, YN's brother. Anna, YN's sister. Christopher, YN's brother-in-law and best friend. Jessica, YN's sister-in-law and Christopher's sister. Chris, YN's brother's son. Ben, YN's sister's son. Robin, YN's best friend and John's son. Jungkook, YN, runs towards her and holds her face in his hands. You are alive. I'm so happy. Christopher, stay away from her. Goes towards her and hides her behind him. What are you doing here? She's not YN, she's Anna, her twin older sister. All of you hurted my one sister, but I will not let you hurt my other sister. Just go back and don't come over here. Mrs. Jeon, they are regretting their wrongdoings and we are here to apologize for everything all of you have to go through because of us. Jungkook, I know my sorry won't bring back your daughter, but still I'm sorry. I'm regretting for everything, for hurting her, for betraying her, for using her. I thought she will be like rich spoiled brat, but she was not. She well behaved with everyone. I don't know when I started falling in love with her. I forgot about my revenge and I thought I will change my dad's mind, but at the end I did that. I'm sorry. MR Moon. You said you fall in love with her, right? But still, you took revenge on her. I want all of you to go back and forget everything. You can stay in our guest house until you are here. My guards will show the way. Mr. and Mrs. Moon left living room. Mr. Jian, they are not gonna forgive us easily. We have to earn their forgiveness. Everyone nodded. At guest house, Jungkook, Mom, her sister is exactly like her, he said, while crying. Mom, what I did, Mrs. Jian. Everything will be all right, she said, patting his head. On the other side, Christopher called someone. He's here. What are you going to do? I'm gonna come back today. I don't trust them. Christopher, all right. Cut the call. Both of them are still in love, but still she denying. I have seen love for her in his eyes. I don't know what future holds for them. YN. Why you came back, GK? I'm trying to forget you and move on. Why again? Why? She said while remembering what happened in past. Flashback. After their first encounter, JK's guards were following YN everywhere. Right now she in a park standing and looking at kids playing. Jungkook called his guard to know YN location so he can start his plan. Jungkook, where's she? Guard, boss, right now she's at park. Jungkook, cut the call. So it's time to meet you. He went out of his office to execute his plan. YN, why your guard is following me since I met you for the first time? Jungkook, how do you know that I'm the one who's following you? That can be someone else. YN, that guard is following me after our first encounter. Jungkook, shrug his shoulder. Maybe because I like you. YN, no, there might be any other reason for doing that. Because I don't believe in like or love at first sight. So it's better if you stay away from me or else that will not be good for you. Mr. Do I make it clear to you? She said and left from there. Jungkook, it's going to be difficult, but I will not lose this easily. We will meet again, remember that, he shouted. Like this, Jungkook started following her everywhere. Days turned. In 2 weeks, one day YN was at an orphanage to meet kids. Jungkook also went to. YN was playing with kids, then Jungkook came over there and started playing with kids. Then one kid came to GK and said to him, Kid 1, she's beautiful, right? Hyung, why don't you date her? Jungkook, she isn't agreeing with me. That's why I'm following her, so she will agree with me. Kid 1, come, we will help you to date her. Okay. Jungkook comes to you with kids. Kid 1, Nuna, he is handsome, also have a bunny smile and cute. 2, make him your boyfriend. You two will look good together. She was amazed by the kid. Jungkook, okay, let's do one thing. Spend some time with me. If you don't feel anything for me, I will give up. What you say? YN was trying to control her anger. She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath and smile forcefully. I will think about that. Jungkook, thank you. He secretly smirked. Just like that, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and it's going to be a year. YN said yes to Jungkook. They started dating, and Jungkook is happy because he was near to complete his revenge. Today is the day his revenge will be complete, but he's not happy. His heart is pounding fast. YN, where are we going? GK, why you blindfolded me? Take this blindfold off of my eyes. Jungkook, wait, let me take it off. YN, adjusting to the light. Where are we? What are we doing here? Why she looks in front of her, her eyes widen, looking at the person who is tied on chair, all injured, blood dripping down from his head. He was badly beaten up, bro. That was the only word left from her mouth, and tears welled up in her eyes. She started going towards her brother. JK's guards tried to stop her, but she beated all of them badly. Bro, look at me. When he didn't open his eyes, her tears started streaming down. What have you done to my brother? Why he is not opening his eyes? Jungkook, Nothing, just I didn't done my boxing practice from sometime, so I thought why not to practice on your brother. Listening to all these shouting and beating noise, John came inside and went towards her. YN, what's your problem with my brother? Why you kidnapped him? Jungkook, nothing, just you know your brother is paying for your father's deeds. Your dad killed my aunt and now I'm gonna kill your brother to take revenge. YN, so everything, our meeting, our dating was planned. Just because of you I called my brother over here to meet you, but I didn't know I'm calling him towards pain. I don't care what happened in past, but if you wanted revenge then you could have taken that by declaring war. Don't you know mafia rules? But you chose easy way because all of you are cowards. She started thinking something while looking at her brother. You want your revenge, right? Then let's make a deal. My brother will go from here alive. Jungkook was about to say something and I will stay here. You can kill me to take revenge. John, princess, what are you saying? I promise your dad to protect you till my last breath. Don't do this, please, princess. YN. She turns towards John and said, I don't have any other option to save my brother. He have a wife and a son who are waiting for him to return to them. If he die, I will not be able to handle them, and how I will look into my parents' eyes that I didn't protected my brother, and if I die they have another daughter. I know they will be sad, but she will handle them. Just think about them, and I'm not telling you, it's my order. Is it clear? John, yes, princess said with teary eyes. YN, prepare the papers and then deal will be done. Jungkook, why, there's no need of papers. YN, I don't believe you. Once a backstabber, always a backstabber. It will happen according to the mafia law. After some time, Jungkook's guard prepared the papers and the papers were thumbprinted by their blood. YN, John, take him to the car. Her brother started getting his senses back. He looked at in front. Christopher, what's happening here? She turns towards her brother and says, YN, what I'm doing is to protect you, no matters what. Christopher, don't do this. Think about mom and dad, what I will answer them, how I will face them. Did you forgot what happened when you got kidnapped at the age of 8? What he did, he made that place a living hell for every kidnapper. He found them one by one and tortured them mercilessly until we found you in jungle, and the same for years ago when you kept captive in our enemy's hands. He was finding you're everywhere. You are youngest among 3 of us and he will do everything to keep you safe. Don't do this. You can easily kill all of them and we can go out of here without any problem. YN, yes we can, but that will make them right, and dad will be a killer in their eyes. They will kill me, but I want you to prove dad innocent, and then dad will decide what to do with them. So for that you have to live. I'm sorry, bro. She made him unconscious and ordered John to take him out. Now I'm here, kill me. Complete your revenge. According to this deal, you and your family will stay away from my family. Note, see part 1 from starting. YN, John, she shouted. John, yes, princess. YN, get ready, we're going back. John, as you say, princess. John left room. Christopher, she'll be here in some time. Mrs. Moon, you think it's good to let them face each other. Christopher, they have to meet someday, so why not now? It's good for them, and we will see if they have moved on from each other or not, and if they love each other then you have to agree to them to marry each other, and this time I'm speaking as her brother only if she agree. Here's car sound, she's here. After some time, driver came inside with her luggage. Christopher, where's princess? Driver, she went to guest house with John, sir. Christopher runs towards guest house. YN, what do you want from us now? Aren't you satisfied with your so-called revenge? Huh, Jungkook, I'm hallucinating again, or she might be her sister. YN, no, you're not hallucinating, it's me, YN, and I'm standing in front of you alive. Everyone's eyes widened, but I think all of you forgot about Deal. Jungkook becomes happy and run towards her and hug her tightly. I missed you. I missed you so much, he said, kissing her whole face. I'm sorry. I know I was a jerk to do all of those things to you, but I regret. I really do. Please forgive me. Please, I beg you, he said, still hugging her tightly like if he left her she will vanish into air. I promise I will make everything all right. YN. She gets angry and push him a little. Just do one thing. That is stay away from us. Jungkook. No, please don't push me away from you. I can't do that. Please just give me last chance. Please just one, he said cryingly. Please, just once. She left from there. Mrs. Jeon is looking at her son with teary eyes and said, I will make everything all right. Just trust me, she said, hugging Jungkook. Mrs. Moon is working in kitchen with helpers and Mrs. Jeon. Come over there. Mrs. Jeon, I want to talk to you. Mrs. Moon, ask helpers to go out. I'm listening. Mrs. Jeon, you are also a mom and I know you will understand me. I know she's hurt, but I have seen him crying at nights for her, asking for her forgiveness. Just once, trust him again. Please, he's in pain. Mrs. Moon, you said you are a mom so you will understand me. You know, when I got to know that she got shot, I was like, someone is stabbing my heart multiple times without showing mercy. Then they informed me that she's in coma and maybe she will never wake up. I pray day and night to see her all fine in front of me, and this time she will decide to forgive him or not. I'm sorry, I can't help you in this. Mrs. Jeon nodded and went away. Mrs. Moon, I hope she will take right decision. Christopher, why don't you forgive him? He's regretting and I know he still have a place in your heart. So what's the problem? YN, I can't, bro. I can't trust him again. You know, when I just think about forgiving him, his betrayal comes in front of my eyes. How he faked everything from starting his love, his care, everything was a lie. I want you to go and talk to him and tell him that I forgive him so that he can move on in his life. Christopher, okay. Sigh, but something is going in his mind. Christopher, so I have talked to her and she said she forgive you and want you to move on. That's it. Jungkook, please, I can't stay without her. Please help me this time. I promise I will never ever give a chance to complain. Christopher, you want her back in your life, right? Jungkook nodded. Give her some more time, and if both of you meet again in future, I promise that I'll be the one to arrange your wedding. Let's leave this to both of your fate. Jungkook, I will wait for you till my last breath. I will give her some time. YN. She was looking at her mobile while walking and bumped into someone. Don't you have eyes? Can't you see? Where are you going? Jungkook, actually my eyes were on my future wife, so I'm sorry. YN. She looked at him. Jungkook looks at his sideways. Future wife, there no one beside you. Jungkook, yeah, she's in front of me. How are you? YN. I'm fine. How about you? Jungkook, I'm not fine without you. Now will you give me a chance, please? YN. Small smile. Sure, why not? Just like that, both hold their hands and walked away.